This is my audience. Who here is familiar with turf fields? Everybody. And what if I told you turf fields are actually more harmful than they seem? Grass is a much better alternative and is better, many positives more than turf does. Any person that has played sports knows that grass is 10 times better than turf is, playing on wise. Schools and sports leagues such as the NFL, the MLS, and others need to understand the punishment of turf and remove it for the installation of natural grass fields. After experience and studies done on grass versus turf, changing from turf to grass impacts player health, maintenance, and is cost effective and saves you a lot of money. Injuries happen a lot more than they do on grass. On turf, it is much more likely for a player to tear a ligament or tendon than they would on grass. Last year in the Super Bowl, there was a player who was warming up and actually took a big step and tore his Achilles on a turf field that is much more likely than it would be on grass. Lionel Messi actually plays soccer in Miami and refuses to play on any turf fields to protect himself and for his safety. Soccer is a mainly grass sport, and turf should not be involved in soccer. Especially on how much it drains your legs and takes energy. Whenever you step on turf, the energy is supposed to go into the ground, but instead it bounces back up into your legs and is more harmful. It gets very, very hot in the summertime on turf and can heat up the field about twice as hot as it would on grass. Whenever it rains heavily, grass absorbs the water, and that's the water drainage. But on turf, however, there's nowhere for the water to go, and it would just sit on turf and cause puddles in the turf. Grass is actually better for the environment as it absorbs carbon dioxide and releases oxygen. It also gives different organisms habitats for them to stay and is better for the environment, and it all comes full circle. The Illinois Extension says turf reaches a dangerous amount of temperature than normal grass would. Grass is much cooler than turf. Turf, it has all the rubber and plastic parts, but grass is just natural and cooler. From the Daily Utah Chronicle, grass is more cost effective. Turf has lower maintenance, however, but it's more expensive to replace every year it gets torn up or messed up. Fake grass, it costs more with the fake grass and the crumb rubber pieces, the rubber pieces that are in the turf. Grass at most needs fertilization and mowing. Magnolia Turf Company says laying the artificial turf, preparing the ground, and securing it properly is much more complicated and time-consuming than on grass. Magnolia Turf Company also states the many reasons why grass is better than turf, although they are a turf company. I call schools and major sports leagues to deeply think about changing their fields to grass only, for not only the cause, but for the people that are on it and the maintenance and how much easier it is to have a grass field than turf. And anybody who agrees with me can say that grass is better than turf in many ways in their safety, whether it's the injuries, the keeping up with it, the cost, schools will save about thousands of dollars for many, many years to come than having a turf field to replace every few years and have thousands of dollars out of your pocket every year. From experience, I've had many injuries and complications on turf because of how hard the ground is and how much used I play soccer, so I'm much more used to playing on soccer than I am on turf. And I have bad knees, and many others have bad knees and bad ankles and terrible things for your legs, and turf kind of bounces back up into it, but grass would absorb the softer ground because it's a softer ground and would absorb it after hits or contacts. So I call and challenge schools to replace turf fields with grass fields to keep everybody safe, to keep the environment safe, and for it to be a successful playing field.